Wood is one of the most used ingredients for crafting recipes. With the addition of autocrafting, bamboo is the easiest and fastest to farm. In this video, I'm going to explain to you why bamboo is the only source of wood you need for autocrafting, and I'm going to give you a tutorial on how to build this fast behemoth down here, which produces around about 28 to 30k planks per hour. Bamboo's been a viable source of wood since 1.20, but most have stuck with traditional wood farms since you only have one crafting action as opposed to two crafting actions. However, these traditional farms are usually too complex and big for most to even consider building it for themselves. To build this farm, you're gonna need this. Oh wait, no, that's what you need to do first. Anyways, this is the stuff that you're gonna need to build this farm right here. So let's go ahead and hop to it. All right, starting out with, let's go ahead and cover this chest with hoppers here. And I did that wrong. Let's go ahead and break those. Have those pointing into that, because we're going to want to double speed both of these hoppers, because this is going to be putting out 4 times hopper speed of wood, 28,000 wood. So this is going to be very fast. And the next part is right above this glass block here. We're going to put a crafter. Then we're going to put another crafter facing right down into that. I want to face in that one. Actually, screw it. Let's face it this way. Let's face it this way just to make it look good. We're going to have that going right there. This is just going to fill it in. We're going to tile these right next to each other. So let's go ahead and tile these. We want to observer into that. If you're not using Tweakaroo, I guess you could just come out here like this, do this, break that one. And then the one in front of this one is going to be facing down like that. Then you're going to put a comparator there, redstone dust there. Go ahead and grab a glass block and another comparator. Then you're going to put a composter here. Right against that. And you're going to fill this bad boy up all the way up until it gets to the top and gets nice and full. Now this power dust is going to be sitting at 8, and it's only going to update whenever this gets up to level 9. This gets full, and it's going to be able to craft this down into here. And we can actually just leave this right here, but it's going to craft the bamboo into bamboo blocks, and then from the blocks immediately after into the planks. Now, we're also going to double hopper speed these crafters as well, because this is going to be putting out that much stuff. So let's go ahead and show you how to do that. I'm going to go ahead and show you the one slice right here, and then I'm going to show you how to build the redstone on the side. And I'm assuming you'll be able to, just off of this one side, be able to extend it forward. Now from here on top of this hopper, we're going to slap a mud and then a bamboo, and into this bamboo we want to place a dispenser. Oh, is that not going to work with the... Oh, it's not going to work, I guess. I got to show you how to do it with this. Do it like that. And then we're going to have a dropper pointing into the dispenser right there. And we're going to go ahead and double hopper speed once again right into this. But this time, instead of having this facing this way, we want to point it straight down, because we're actually going to be double hopper speeding this. And it won't keep up if it's going that way, because it's going to prioritize pushing before this is able to suck. So that's just something you want to do. Then we're going to want a... Now you might be inclined to put a regular piston here. They get powered and then they extend the next stick, whereas sticky pistons extend immediately. So we're going to be taking advantage of that. Next, we got to put our detection in. And what we're going to be using is an observer. So we're going to go ahead and put that there. So we're going to put a glass there and a glass there. I'm not going to put a glass there simply because the sticky piston, we want something that's immovable, which is leaves or something. We'll get to that here in a moment though. Let's go ahead and finish this redstone up. That way you don't try to kill me and click away. So sticky piston facing down, another observer pointing up, detecting that observer into a full block right there. That is our detection. Anytime this grows, it's going to detect that and it's going to tick this. Next, we're going to get that power from there. I actually want a regular glass block. Next, we're going to take that power from that detection out of this block right here, up here, and on top of here. Let's go ahead and grab a redstone dust. And what this is going to do is 0 tick this. That way it instantly harvests the moment that it grows, allowing us to be able to actually bone meal once again in the next 2 game ticks. So we can run this at the maximum possible speed. So you can just go ahead and tile this on down. However, leave this dispenser empty. All you have to do is fill up this dropper and these hoppers with bone meal. That's all you got to do. You can also fill this dropper with bone meal and fill these 4 slots with any unstackable item and just let the bone meal go into the first one. We got the double chest that is going to be going right there. And then we're going to go up one more with the hoppers like this and another chest. Then we're going to go ahead and grab a crafter. Get it pointing into that bad boy right there. And we're going to, no, not there. Read out of this bad boy with this. Grab a full block. Oh no. End move. All right. Then we're going to do this and this. This is how we are going to detect whenever we need to fill this up. What this is going to do is anytime this gets empty, this torch over here is going to turn back on, power this block, and power this crafter, which we are going to have filled with bone blocks so that anytime that occurs, it's going to spit out more bone meal and fill this up, turning this torch off again, only for it to be ready to empty out again. Now, we're going to go ahead and figure out how we're going to power both this dispenser and this dropper at the same time. Well, that's going to be easy. We just observer that, place a glass right here, and a rail right there. Now all we have to do is power that rail, not to mention too, we can also extend this out even further. So all we have to do is power that rail, it'll power this, it'll send this into here, and in the same game tick, it'll also power this because a chain of command is going to power this first, then this. And then when this is powered, there's going to be a bone meal in there to be dispensed, like we just saw. Let's see if I can't show that a little bit in an angle where you can see that piston up here firing, just like that. And of course, you're going to get bone meal down here. That's why we're going to grab a leaf right here, because if we slapped a block there, it would still kind of work. And let me put it in a place where you can see. Yeah, it's just going to double tick it, and you're going to be basically cutting your rates in half like that. So put a leaf right there. That way you can get the maximum advantage out of that. It ticks once, you don't get rid of the leaves, and you get everything you need. And I do believe we are just about ready to show you how this thing crafts. There's one, and it's going to do one more. Pop, pop. Saw that, and it spit out right here, so there is nothing else in here. Everything went out here, and it went straight into here. Now you can go ahead and tile all of these over by 8 if you want. All right, so the schematic and the list over here, this is just going to be, oh, not that one. This is just going to be for like an 8-bit, like an 8x, just simply because most people probably aren't really going to need 8, and 8 is a nice even round number. You can also build this up to 9, like I'm doing right here. You can use water streams down here like this, which is the whole reason why I have a water bucket in there too. And just make sure down here that you do, in fact, double up on the walls. That way, any of the randomness from them dispensing out of the crafter, they don't wind up on top of one of these blocks here. But let's go ahead and grab a water bucket, show you what it looks like when it's done. Anyway, that water is going to flow all the way out to here. It's going to let the items be sucked up from this hopper or this hopper, even whenever this hopper is getting backed up. Anyways, what you also want to do is just cap this off. That way it only can grow up to a total of 2. That way, oh no, not that one. Whoop. Not right there. On the same level as the concrete block over here, go ahead and slap any full block. By the way, white stained glass, what you see here is what can be replaced with any building block that you so choose, so desire. Anywhere you see glass must be either glass or tops half slabs. And anywhere you see the white concrete, you pretty much, like, that's a dedicated redstone block that you probably don't want to be the same as your building blocks. So if that makes sense, I hope so. That's just kind of the, that's just sort of the method that I'm using to try to make it a little bit easier on you guys to be able to tell what you can use where and whatnot. So let's go ahead and cap this off right here. And let's get to finishing building this redstone here. What we want to go ahead and do now, the way we're going to be powering it is this block right here. So we're going to go ahead and slap a glass block down, and well, this is a case of where the glass block has to be the glass block because this will not torch burnout because it is simply a glass block. And off of this, what we're going to do is go ahead and, wait, was it out one? Yeah. What we're going to do is we're building the clock. We're going to have that redstone dust power this block, power this note block, which this observer detects. Whoop, fall in there. We're going to power this, and once again, observer detecting that with another observer facing down. That observer that we just placed, we can go ahead and get rid of. Let's go ahead and break some of this redstone for now. That way we can just slap that right there. Bada boom, bada bing. Go ahead and put that back, and there is our clock. Now, right now it is turned off, so we're going to show you how to go ahead and turn it back on again. Now, turn this bad boy back on. What we want to do is we want to go ahead and grab a note block right here, and observer down, block, note block, and right below that note block, you want a sticky piston. That way, anytime you give this note block an update, bada boom, it turns on, turns off. And what you can do, you can simply slap a lever right there. That way, whenever it's turned off, oh yeah, there we go. That way, whenever it's turned off, you're also powering these pistons, and there's not really any extra lag happening, and it's not sitting here trying to grow. Because there is still the chance that you do actually wind up with a breakage where it decides to grow right in the same cooldown as this observer. So it could basically shut off your farm and stop it from working. To solve that, we're going to go ahead and grab a target block, slap another note block right there. Oops. Another observer. Nope, not an observer, because that right there is indeed getting powered immediately. And we're going to be detecting the piston head right here. And that is going to be going directly into a full block right there. We're going to go ahead and go down one, snag a repeater. And this repeater we want on 2 ticks so that we can do this. This, and we need to grab some comparators. Here. We need a torch and some dust. Dust, torch, dust. While it's running, it's going to continually send power through the detection to this and constantly power this right here. And this will turn off whenever this stops receiving updates and pulses. And whenever that happens, this torch will be turned back on because while this is powered, this torch is off. So what we're going to be doing now, what we're going to go ahead and do is come off of this, snag our repeater, a full block with dust, and we're going to come over here, grab a sticky piston right here. We're going to slap a block on there and another repeater right there. And that's going to be your auto to turn on. It's going to be your failure detection, basically. Let's go ahead and simulate that. Go ahead and turn this back on and break that. We got a breakage failure. This fade out clock is going to do just that. It's going to turn that torch back on and start it back up again. All right, without all the distraction of this running, let's go ahead and explain this to you now. Basically, as you just saw, that will get a constant power through that detection up there. Powering this, turning this off, and whenever it detects a failure, it'll turn that torch back on, power this, and it'll send a signal through this monostable circuit right here. And through that, it'll also, because it's powering this note block right here, which is the very same one that you do, it'll basically turn itself off, more or less, at the same time as pulsing these pistons so that you can actually clear the breakage. And at that point, it's going to have another tick, another pulse, so it's going to have to fade out through this again. And once it does, it's going to turn itself right back on again. Once again, pulsing in case anything is grown in that time, and allowing you to actually continue running this farm without having to intervene anytime it breaks. Bamboo revolutionizes wood farming with the addition of the Autocrafter. Now that we can farm wood faster than the traditional wood farm, in a fraction of the size. Try building this farm for yourself and tell me how it works for you. Well, this is the end of the video, guys. So, I guess, do you need a new honey farm? Check out my last video or subscribe, and you can be notified for my next video where I tackle a copper aging facility with some new mechanics.